If you've spent a good amount of time in Arc Raiders, then you're probably trying to get your hands on those elusive blueprints. Blueprints are some of the hardest loot to find in the game, and it's not as simple as cracking open a random container to see what you find, as some blueprints can only be found either in night raids or by searching the Queens or Matriarch or one of the Harvester events. Still, a good chunk of the blueprints in Arc Raiders can be found with a bit of strategy. Without further ado, here's our guide for how to farm blueprints fast in Arc Raiders. Alright, off the top, we gotta qualify this guy that RNG is gonna come into play here a little bit. In Arc, blueprints are part luck and part strategy. Almost any loot source can technically drop them, but you'll have much better odds focusing on high tier loot zones and rare container types. We're gonna go over a few of these that we like where we've found more consistent drops for blueprints. Note that areas marked as higher rarity tend to yield more valuable items in general, and that does include blueprints. As far as what to prioritize when you're doing general looting, then either locked doors or barricaded doors are worth searching first, as the loot hidden behind these is almost always superior to what's lying out in the open. When you're searching containers, pay attention to backpacks, duffel bags, weapon crates, silver raider caches, and other specialized storage points that spawn across the map, as these have a much higher chance of dropping a blueprint than more generic loot boxes or floor drops. Okay, here are some of our most reliable locations in Arc Raiders to consistently find and farm blueprints. Up first, we have two locations in Dam that we like prioritizing when we're searching for blueprints. The first is the Broken Bridge east of the Power Generation Complex area. It's a tough spot to get to without a zipline, but you may have seen clips on social media of people vaulting in there. In between Raider Outpost East and the East Broken Bridge, you'll want to be walking along the Broken Highway. Then as the highway ends, turn around, drop down, and vault to grab the ledge mid-fall. Alright, quick insert. They may have patched this, but there's definitely still stuff in there, so you might just need better zipline placement than I had. Or if there is a new, better way to drop down, please let us know. However, as a bonus aside, don't forget to check Raider caches, as these can often yield blueprints as well. Many of the Raider caches in Dam contain the Anvil blueprint, so if you don't have that one yet, then definitely prioritize Raider caches. Okay, back to the vid. This spot usually has a guaranteed high loot drop, and therefore you have a high chance of finding a good blueprint here. The other area we like is just north of the Control Tower and Research and Administration, and that's the barricaded doors along the Floodgate. Along the ledge of the floodgates are a catwalk with buttons to extend the bridge. There are two doors along this path that are barricaded, and opening them up not only reveals rare loot containers, but often nets you with a blueprint or two. Let me know if there's a blueprint in here. I'm doing this for work. It's worth noting this spot isn't as consistent, but it's still relatively good. Up next is Buried City. Technically, you're able to find blueprints more consistently in residential and old world locations, but instead, the two spots on this map where we have found more consistent luck finding blueprints is the barricaded door near Murano Station and the barricaded pharmacies in Plaza Rosa and Piazza Arbusto. The latter does contain a good amount of floor loot, but going up to the second floor usually has a couple of lootable containers that you can find, and there's a good chance you may find a blueprint here. That said, you should always prioritize the barricaded door on Murano Station, as it has a higher chance of spawning in a high tier loot crate. And the last spot where we have found consistent luck finding blueprints is the village northwest on the Blue Gate map. If you have a village key, then you'll want to use that to unlock the large double doors near the center of the area. You'll find several high-tier containers here with a strong likelihood of dropping blueprints. It's not quite as easy here, obviously, to farm since you'll need the key requirement, but don't let that stop you. I have found one or two while searching through the dumpsters in the village while trying to look for my very comfortable pillows. It's weird, but it happened. At the very least, it's worth checking out. Our last bonus tip is to be on the lookout for Ark Surveyors. Yeah, they're one of the most annoying Ark to fight since they run away from you, but we have found that more often than not, destroying an Ark Surveyor can lead to finding a blueprint. If you have the means to take one of these out quickly, then you should always stop and check it out, as more often than not, it can lead to a blueprint. And that's our guide for how to farm blueprints fast in Ark Raiders. Until next time, we'll see you topside, and we'll see you in the next one.